Gamers of the world, welcome to the video. I am GetGoodGuy, this is Battlefield 5, and today I have another list for you because I'm just that original. But like seriously, people love lists, so why not? People watch lists, I make lists, so be prepared to keep seeing lists from me in your sub box because lists are cool, and that definitely deserves to be on a t-shirt of some kind. I feel like we may have got a little off track here. Back to the point, and this video is about what I consider to be the most annoying gun for each class currently in Battlefield 5. So that's one for assault, one for medic, one for support, and one for recon. And as ever with these lists, this is not official, scientific, or definitive at all. It's my opinion, the purpose of which is to entertain you guys and then have you share your lists below. Feel free to do it right now if you want, so we can compare, contrast, have a good laugh, and all of that business. I want to see what you guys find annoying and why, so get down there and tell me / everyone / any Russian bots trying to hack my channel what you think. We got a little sidetracked again. It looks like this is going to be a day where I don't really follow my own script. Okay, so of course, I'm producing this prior to any TTK or gunplay changes. So I'll likely update this list after that happens and then compare with this list to see what's changed. Should we get into this now? Alright, good, let's do it. We open, predictably, with the assault class, and I've gone for the STG. Yep, I've gone for a weapon that I myself use a lot. How does that make any sense? Well, either I enjoy annoying people and / or there's a perfectly reasonable reason for it being annoying without there actually being anything wrong with the gun. The answer is both. It's also why I enjoy using Thorn on Destiny, a gun that deals damage over time, which slows down healing and adds extra distractions to your screen. I'm just that kind of guy. Okay, no, in all seriousness, I've chosen the STG purely because you see so many of them. It's just always been a popular choice within Battlefield 5. And it's absolutely a thing that you can start to become fatigued by being killed by something more than a lot of other things. Like say if you were, I'm trying to think of an example that isn't in the script because I've gone off on one again. Say if you were playing Mario Kart and someone keeps weaving into you, like bashing into your side, and they're not actually causing you a problem a high percentage of the time, let's say, but they're doing it so much that it's still screwing you up enough to be annoying. That's not a straight one-to-one comparison at all, but it's the best I could think of off the top of my head. Okay, so full disclosure, I just paused the recording to think of a better example, and I have one. It's again from Destiny, which I mentioned earlier, because apparently I love Destiny, which I really do, and totally wish sometimes this was a Destiny channel. Leave your F's in the chat, please. Okay, so this is from quite a long time ago in Destiny 1, and I'll probably throw up some random sniping footage from back then just to illustrate, even if it isn't necessarily with the right weapon. But what I'm talking about specifically is the 1,000-yard stare, it was called. A sniper rifle. Every player could get it from the story or something like that, I believe, with a set roll of perks on it. It wasn't the absolute best sniper around, it didn't have the ultimate set of perks, but it was good. And so many people used it, which caused others to use it as well, etc, etc, until people got sick of being killed by it. But it still wasn't the best thing available. People were just fatigued, as I keep saying, by seeing it pop up as the reason they died over and over again. Thus, the STG, being a pretty easy weapon to use, falls into a similar category. Ease of use generally equals high usage, and so it becomes annoying. Simple premise, makes sense I feel. Now it's not actually annoying to me as a gun itself. Nothing in the assault class is all that kind of trolly really. They just do what you expect. Although some people seem to view it as the easy to use and less skilled class, which I find a little confusing honestly some of the time, but you're welcome to your opinion. I just think it's the basic slaying class because, well, that's what it's designed for. And the STG is actually fairly well balanced. It may seem easy to use, but it has genuine drawbacks. It's beaten at close range by a fair few SMGs and shotguns, as it should be, and it's beaten at long range by a hell of a lot of things. It's just that it's pretty forgiving and simplistic, hence why so many use it. It's familiar to a great many weapons from other first-person shooters, there's little to learn, it does solid work, it's balanced, but seeing too much of something can get annoying for players, and so that's why it's my current pick for the most annoying weapon of the assault class in Battlefield 5, even though I like it. Okay, next up we have the medic class, and I should probably try not to get too carried away with this one, as I did and talked a lot for the last one. I've gone for the Thompson, and it's for reasons that are somewhat similar to the STG, although this time it's due to a combination of its popularity and its actual capabilities. If it were about just common usage, then I'd probably have chosen the now seemingly always present Sten, which I also really like, or the currently apparent surging popularity of the ZK383. But I've chosen the Thompson because not only is it popular, but it's just seemingly more annoying to get killed by, due to the nature of its design. It's a shredder, it melts people, it's literally made to kill people super quickly in the right situation, and it doesn't take much explaining for you guys to understand why that would become annoying if it happens a lot. Perhaps you've even thought this yourself before. It's kind of like how some people hate shotguns. They're not even good in this game most of the time due to the map and mode design, but people hate to get killed by them due to how fast it happens and the idea that they're low skill, which by the way they aren't, but I don't want to get off topic again, so I'm going to leave that. But it hasn't always been this way for the Thompson as far as I can remember. The gun has sort of crept up in popularity as time has gone by until we're now at a point of seeing it a hell of a lot. Now it is potentially just a little bit better than it should be, perhaps just in terms of controllability at range, especially on PC, but it's actually at least fairly well balanced when you look at the stats overall. That said, it can still be irritating to feel like you got insta-melted, and the Thompson is one of those weapons designated for that style, so experiencing it often starts to grate on you. And when you kill a Thompson user, because you caught them at a range their weapon isn't designed for, you don't really think about them using the Thompson or how that's balanced. You just get the kill and move on. So bias starts to build up in your head because all you're thinking about is being killed by the Thompson, not how you kill people with it. It's kind of a weird one in that sense, but there are guns that fit that scenario. Now the M1907 of the assault class can actually kill faster when the Thompson doesn't have light bolt equipped, but nobody's really bothered about that gun because it's selected a lot less frequently it seems, so you aren't fatigued by being killed by it often. And also they can't run heal pouches on the assault class, so I guess that also brings it down a bit. But what I'm saying, and I hope this list shows, is that we can be annoyed by a great many things in games, because they are annoying, but not always for the reasons you might imagine. They aren't all overpowered. They aren't all things that need massive changes. It's just that the current situation is annoying. And so the Thompson is just that. But it's also in at least a reasonably solid spot, where a smallest tweak would sort out its issues. Of course, that's not what it looks like we're getting with the coming TTK changes, although they have now said they might be reducing some of that due to the public outcry, and I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. We'll just kind of hope it all works out fine. But yeah, the Thompson is my pick for the annoying medic weapon, but I actually like it and don't really have a problem with it, much like the STG. The medic class isn't that annoying for me at all, but for some people it drives them crazy, and so I guess this list is for them. Okay, next up is the support class, and I'm going to try to pick up the pace here. So I've probably quite predictably gone for the MG42. I could have chosen pretty much any MMG, just because I personally don't like or agree with how they're implemented into a game of this nature, at least in the state that they've been for the past year. But to clarify, I have no problem with people using them or enjoying them. And actually I could really have chosen anything with a bipod in the support class. It just grinds my gears, man. It's not broken or anything, really, I don't think. I just personally find it irritating. I even brought up the bipod issue back in BF1, so it's absolutely not about me jumping on the BF5 bipod hate train. You just can't help not liking what you don't like. Yes, it's realistic, yes, things are technically kind of balanced in some ways, but certainly not others. But still, me no likey. I've chosen the MG42 though specifically because it's a pretty popular option. It has a very fast TTK optimal range due to its super fast rate of fire, and as we've covered with the Thompson, that can be annoying if you die to it a lot. I don't really have an issue with the gun itself though, at least not in terms of comparing it with other MMGs. In fact, I think it's pretty clear from this video that I'm not complaining about any of the weapons featured as such. There are lots of things in other games as well that are annoying. Sometimes it just gets to you to be killed or beaten by something due to its design or frequency of use. And so the MG42 is my pick for the support class pretty much because of that. Okay, onto the recon class, and I've gone for the Boys AT rifle, or really just anti-material rifles in general, because we don't need to debate here about their place in the game or what makes them balanced and all that. I already know they're very hard to use to a very high degree of ability, and very easy to use for a trolly low ability playstyle. Either way, it's annoying to be on the receiving end. This really doesn't need much of an explanation. It's a weapon that requires you to go prone, or at least using the bipod on something, and it then one-shot kills to the body within 100 meters. I've now featured this weapon on my low skill list, my insta-kill list, and my most annoying list, which probably tells you everything you need to know about how I feel about it. It's even annoying for me to use, never mind play against, as I just don't like to stay still for very long. I find it kinda boring. So I have to keep getting onto the ground every time I'm moving to kill anyone, and I just don't want to do that. It is pretty well balanced, it's realistic and blah blah blah, but man, it's super annoying. And so without dragging this out any longer than necessary, it's my clear pick for the most annoying weapon in the recon class of Battlefield 5. And so that's my full list of the most annoying guns for every class in Battlefield 5. And now I want to hear yours. Be absolutely sure to drop them in the comments below, along with your reasons why if you'd like, and go ahead and comment on and thumbs up the other lists you like down there. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really honestly appreciate you leaving a like, subscribe and turn on notifications to catch my future content, and feel free to follow my stream and join my Discord server in the description and my pinned comment. Here's to Board of Awesome for the epic people who support the channel on Patreon. They're all absolute heroes, and I love them all deeply and of course, often. If you want to join them on the Board of Awesome, the link to the Patreon page is in the description and my pinned comment. And with that all said, I'm GetGoodGuy, and I'll see you next time. Laters. But for the insta-kill premise, you have to go left side of the spec tree to get light bolt, meaning you also take enhanced grips. So going for a hipfire build makes a lot of sense. This does then mean you only have a 20 round mag, so you'll be deleting people completely, but usually just one person at a time and then reloading.